Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, and our very, very special guest, Ken Lashley.
Hey, what's up?
Who you will kneel before because he drew Zod.
Okay. I don't know about all that, but
Well, okay,
I'll take that.
whatever.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, I figure if you are the creator of Zod, then it just makes sense that we should all kneel to you.
I guess so. I didn't create Zod. I did a comic book with Zod in it. I don't know.
There we go.
I didn't create it, but it's fun. You know.
Well, you created the new version of Zod.
That's right.
Let's just say that.
The new version of Zod was on my name.
Yeah.
You created a fantastic version of Zod.
And it really works with the character, I
Yeah.
thought. So,
Yeah.
When I read the script at first, I was like, well, there's a lot of stuff in here that could be fun, but I got to do it right.
Yeah.
Zod as a kid and all that stuff.
Yep. And it's a really dark upbringing
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Zod. Yeah, which I like.
And they even changed some of the dialogue from my initial from the final version from my script.
Okay.
My script had some interesting more dialogue a little bit. They took it out because of the storytelling things.
Ah.
Oh, really?
So it was cool. When I read it, I was like, oh, they changed that line. Well, that's much darker now. You know what
That's
I mean?
awesome.
But it was really cool, and that happens a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
I've been told when I do a lot of storytelling with my own stuff, they also like to move dialogue around or just take it out or add some stuff depending on that.
Yeah.
So it's fun to be part of the process.
Well, your art's also kinesthetic that it really does a good job of telling a story.
Holy crap, that's a big word.
That was good, eh? That was a big word.
That was a good one.
awesome. That was a huge word.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
No wonder she's going back to school.
All right.
That was my vocab word for the day.
Okay.
But it's so easy for you to tell a story in your art because you have so much movement and there's so much
Wow.
to your art.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're very
Well,
welcome.
the thing about it is also, DC will tell you straight. I have a lot of, I do a lot of that kind of stuff with people on my covers. So when I'm trying to do, when I do, my problem with me is that when I do interior works, everything's a cover.
Yeah.
So I spend like, I'm noodling the crap out of this thing, you know, and then they look at it, they go, wow, these are beautiful pages, but we need 12 more of these to get this thing done, right? So it just, I gotta get.
Stop doing double page sprints, Ken.
I didn't do one double page spread in Zod, just so you know. If you look through the book, there wasn't one butted together page whatsoever. I just did old school 1980s storytelling.
Nice.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Maybe do some more stuff with DC interior work.
That's exciting.
So yeah, somebody with S on his chest, but I'll leave it alone. S on his chest, yeah. So I'm doing covers for Superman number 26,
Yep.
Superman 27. I'm working on that now, and then I'm going to be doing some interior work.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Any whispers of an ongoing title coming up for you?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, I have my own thing that I'm working on for about a year and a half coming out in New York City Comic Con.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
Is,
cool.
is that possibly a callback to these old stuff from early
No,
2000s,
this
like
is-
Legends?
No,
and-
this is a brand new thing.
No?
I'm working
Okay.
on for about 2 years.
How about anything that you're possibly thinking about doing with Legends? or anything?
Eventually, I'm going to get back to that.
Okay.
Just the first thing I'm going to do is a project.
I was going to
that's
ask if you thought it would be better to leave that in the past or
No. I would know. There's stories, right?
Yeah,
There's stories
yeah.
to be told. So,
Yeah.
but this one is going to be pretty crazy because
Okay.
what's cool about it is that there's a really cool component to it and there's a Jason piece to it, which is
Okay.
you know, like Batman has a Batmobile.
Yeah.
You know, Green Hornet has his car, and I have mine.
Which has a name. but I
We'll
can't
leave that
remember.
alone. If you go after New York City, I'll be able to tell you guys more. Actually, I'll bring the car here. I'll show it to you guys.
Cool.
That would be fantastic.
And, but you have to fire the guns.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
All right.
It's pretty sick. I'm just
Who's
telling
going
you.
to say no to firing guns?
I'm
Yeah.
just telling you, it's pretty sick. I've
You-
been working on it for a few years now.
Nice.
And now we're debuting in New York City. We're going to show the world.
We'll just make sure that no one's in front of the guns when we
Yeah,
fire.
and I'll tell you right now, when you hear it go, you lose your mind. It is
Nice.
the craziest sounding thing I've ever heard. It's like,
That's-
whoa.
Well, considering
That's really
the last
exciting.
couple of weeks I've been in Kit and the Batmobile.
Well, but
Any
cars
kind of-
those cars cannot compare to.
Oh, okay.
They're nice, but
it's
they're not
just
fun.
that awesome. Then,
It is
eh?
sick.
All
I'm
right.
telling you. I got a 40-foot display
Nice.
in New York City. You wait till you see it. It's crazy.
That's really
If I
exciting.
could be there, I would.
Yeah,
But,
we'll see it soon enough.
oh yeah.
I definitely look forward to
Okay.
seeing more. So, you just said that you're going to be in New York.
That's right.
Yeah.
I hear that you spent some time overseas recently.
Yeah, I just came back from Germany. Yeah. I was part of a Star Wars Celebration art show.
Yeah.
They asked me to be part of this. Like, they're the only Canadian artists invited. There's pretty cool to be invited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's only 18 artists worldwide. And I got a chance to do drawings for the fans. But what's crazy about that show was no fans were Star Wars. All the fans were comic superhero
Yep.
fans. They actually came to my booth and they just went. They stood there and like let's go make all my
And you were
stuff.
more like, I could draw you Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Yoda,
No, they were like, no, I wanted Superman, I want Batman,
Yep.
and it was so cool the fact that even after it was finished, they asked me how long I was staying. I was staying for an extra couple of days. So they said, do you want to do a signing at a store?
Yeah.
So I went and did a signing at a local German store. In
That
Japan.
must have been interesting
was really
to see
interesting,
just how
yeah.
different the
it-
store would be run there.
everything is sort of the collected edition. So nothing's just
Okay.
single issues. Everything's collected.
All right, so it's more of a trade
yeah, it was
paperback
trade. It was like a
environment.
lot of
Okay.
trade. So I had.
Well,
one
a
trade
lot
with
of
myself.
stores are going that way now. So
Over there it's all trade because I guess translation and the fees to do that stuff, so it's
Yeah.
easier to make them all. So I had a good time. But the best part about that was when he came to pick me up. He said, "I'm gonna pick you up at your, I'm gonna pick you up at your hotel." I said, "Okay, cool." Pulls up in a Porsche Cayenne.
Nice.
I was like, "Yeah, buddy." So I get in the back.
Fancy.
Yeah, fancy. And then we went to the Autobahn.
Nice.
And a Porsche Cayenne. I said, "Dude, can you open up?" He goes, "Oh, of course, let's go." It was good. It was good. I had an awesome time there. Dude.
Oh,
and then
that's
he took me for an authentic schnitzel dinner. It was like I had schnitzel before the first early part of the week.
Schnitzel is good.
But no, it was a total different experience.
Authentic German
It was
schnitzel
crazy
has got to
good.
be awesome.
Crazy good.
That's
Crazy,
awesome.
crazy good. And then
All right, so
Sure,
basically what we did bring you here for, though,
Uh-oh.
was for a big interview. So
Uh-oh.
Julie's got at least a couple questions,
Okay,
and I
let's
have
go.
one or two myself, so
let's roll.
let's
I
roll.
was wondering,
Yes.
who is your favorite character to draw?
Colossus.
Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus by X-Men by far is my favorite character. And Silver Surfer. I like the shiny guys.
I can't blame you. Does that mean that 3PO ranks in there also somewhere?
No, not really. Not really. But thanks for asking.
No harm in asking.
No harm in asking. Okay. What else?
The other big question I'd like to give.
That was a big question? That was a big question. Okay, go on. It's all right.
That's
I'd
not
like
very
to-
big at all.
I'd love to give Jim a moment to ask a couple of questions.
Oh,
I was
okay.
wondering though, if you could work on any project, what would it be and with whom?
I would like to work on. What would I like to work on? I would like to work on something with Silver Surfer. I love that character. I love his mythos. I think that'd be really cool. Writer wise, Kevin Grievous is a really good friend of mine, and he's always fun to work with. I don't know. I just I like working with different people. I work with different people all the time. Rick Pack, Zod is a great writer. He has a lot of colorful things to work with. I want writers that really give you a chance to be you.
Yeah.
Don't sort of this is the path I want you to go down. But then they say, okay, be yourself and do your thing.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they say, okay, this is we're gonna change a little bit. Even Reggie Hudlin was like that in Black Panther. He said, just do your thing, man. And then after that, there's so many times I saw the book and they took out dialogue completely because they were like, oh, this is just, I love the way this, or added things, So that's cool. I think
That's
those
what I
guys-
always like about
Yeah.
when I'm scripting and stuff.
Yeah.
When an editor comes to you and goes, I want you to add this and do something more actiony, and it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun to just add to a story and make it
Yeah.
that much more.
Yeah, well, DC
fun.
because of the, being a big machine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't.
They have a very big
But it's
editorial edict.
No,
I
but
guess.
it's also no. What I'm saying is, it seems like it's a big machine, but what it really is creators creating.
Yeah.
So they really don't have any sort of. This is how it has to go, or this is how it has to be done. They're sort of like, well, hey, if you have a good idea, well, let's put it in, or this is a good idea. This is the overall picture of what we want to get done. But if you have something that can add some volume to it, then add some volume to it. So
Yeah.
so there is no really set in stone. This is how you have to make a comic, or how you have to do Zod, or how you have to do any things, or Superman covers, or anything.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like be an artist, or be creative and do your thing. So I love working there. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you could give any advice to somebody who was looking to get into working with comics,
Sure.
what would that advice be?
Be really good.
Yeah.
No, I mean that in a lot of ways. I mean good as a quality as a person, be a good artist, just be a human being. I mean, it's like, remember also it's a business. It's nothing personal, right? So a lot of guys, they take this as, oh, I have a job and I don't get the next job. They take it personally. It's like, well, this is a business, and you should always be looking for the next thing. I mean, that's just the way life works, right? But also, I always see this portfolios of these young guys who want to get in, or young guys or girls who want to get in, and the work is just okay, and that means you get an okay job if you get in at all.
Yeah.
So you have the guys who are really, really good get lower tier jobs. Exceptional people get good jobs.
Yeah.
Unbelievable people get the amazing jobs.
Yeah.
So
And that's why you get amazing jobs.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm just saying that.
Well, you're certainly better than I'll ever be.
I know. Well, I mean that's you're making that decision, not me,
Yes,
right? So,
exactly.
So
we all look at it in a different way.
You have to look at it
and
from a different perspective.
That's fine.
You have to
That's
look at it.
exactly what the industry is all about.
The industry is about that, but you really
Yeah.
have to be. You have to be self-motivated.
Yep.
You have to be able to. I'm not great at this, at meeting deadlines, because I always sort of.
Deadlines are kind of a,
but
yeah.
like Neil Gaiman said, you can have 2 or 3, right? You
Yeah.
can be 2 or 3 things. You can be
Yeah.
really talented, and really nice to work with, and be kind of late, and hopefully that's where I fall into that category, right? And then that's the kind of things you have to be, right? So I mean, you have to be a professional.
as long as you're not 3 years late or 2 years.
Well, that's almost
Yeah.
that's backwards. 3 years late is almost, I've even never heard of that.
No.
A couple of days maybe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I mean, within my, I'll get to an example would be a cover. You have probably 48 hours to do a cover.
Yeah, generally.
And that's it. You can't, 72 might be good, depending on what
Yeah,
title
I
it
think
is. Right?
the
Wow.
tightest deadline I've ever had for a writing job was probably 2 weeks.
The tightest I ever had for a cover was 4 hours.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Superman Crypto.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That cover? They just came out Superboy at 21 or 22. Yeah, they called me and said, "Can you do this?" I said, "Sure." I said, "Can you do it today?"
You have
Sure.
3.5 hours.
Sure. One of them actually I did.
3 hours and 25
No
minutes.
joke.
3 hours.
I went to
Get off the phone, Ken.
I had 24 hours. I mean, they don't want to talk to on the phone anymore. That's all.
Yeah,
Everything's
true.
email.
Yeah.
Everything's email. So I mean, one of the things I was doing was I did a Batwing cover with the lion head,
Yeah.
the lion head,
I love that one.
and I did it. The first time I sent the sketch in, they're like, "Oh, we love this idea." So I did it, and when I finished it, I tilted the head just a little bit, and I showed the inside of his mouth. It looked like he was a lion tamer. It looked weird. And so I was like, I don't like this. So I stopped, redid it, and I still made my deadline. It was noon the next day. I got it at 4 o'clock one day, noon the next day.
Wow.
And I still did it, and I did it twice. When I sent them the second one, they're like, "You did 2?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't like the first one." He's like, "Holy cow!" Right? You know, so things are good. Can't complain.
That's awesome.
What's on your sheet? What else you up to, guys?
All right, so I'll go into this next
All right,
one.
here we go.
You've designed with your team a lot of toys for Hasbro.
Yep,
Are there any that really stand out as your favorites?
absolutely, absolutely.
Give us a few examples.
Well, there's really one in particular that I really love. It's for the G.I. Joe line.
Okay.
His name was Burnout because they based it on my face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
cool.
And that's very cool. It was really cool. I worked on the line for so many years, and
Yeah.
they said we want to do this for you. So
Well-
actually, so this is GI Joe with my face on it, and I think, how cool is that?
Yeah,
That's the coolest thing.
one of the first times I met you was when you were working on the Trans Tech line.
Yeah.
And I love that line, but really nothing ever came of it
Other
until
than
the
the movie.
movies and stuff.
Other than a feature film.
Yeah, other than that.
Not
But,
much.
I mean, a lot of it was recycled into later lines and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But
Designs
it was the
yeah.
most fun because there was no parameters. They said,
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
And that's what really wanted me to see the line come to fruition, but
Yeah. But it was
only a
cool.
few of them actually
You
ever
know,
did.
actually, it got to the point where people were actually taking my concept work and selling it at shows.
Yeah, I've
Because
seen that,
Yeah,
yeah.
people were. I don't know how they got the file, but I guess the actual work that I sent to Hasbro.
Yeah.
Some art director who worked there it showed his friends, and they photocopied it, and
Yeah.
this guy was selling my artwork
Yeah.
for like
I've
$5.
seen quite a few
I was like,
people
wow,
doing it,
dude, that's
yeah.
the weirdest thing ever. It even has my address on the bottom, and like the art director's name on it, and the phone number.
Oh, wow.
So, how bad is that?
Yeah.
I've done it. That's
But
nice.
I've seen quite a few of the designs and I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, but I mean, I did a lot of cool. I mean, I did the box art for Transformers, board game.
Yeah.
I've done Valor vs. Venom. I did all the designs. But actually, my favorite designs I've ever done probably was Star Wars Unleashed.
Yeah.
I did all the package art and the blister packs, which is the artwork that goes behind them for
Yeah.
a whole line.
Nice.
It's probably my favorite job of all the jobs that I had done at Hasbro because I actually designed. Actually, my favorite actual toy was the Boba Fett one because they actually gave
Nice.
me. And before they actually made the toy, I said I designed it, so I got to make the 3/4 turn,
Nice.
designed it, him busting out of the Starlight Pit, and then draw the blister pack. So it's completely
Nice.
a Ken Lashley thing.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
And that's I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know, the Star Wars on my car. And,
Yep.
And
Well, we've seen the car.
Yeah,
So.
so I drive around with that. I'm a Star Wars guy through and through, so that's my thing.
Which is okay.
I hear you on that one.
Yeah. Not me, but that's.
We're not talking to you.
I know,
That's
I know.
okay.
That's all right.
It's all
It's a
good.
cool kids club.
My,
I'll be in the club
my
with Ken.
geek cred gets lost with
No
my
kidding.
distaste for.
So you must be a Star Trek fan, right? How can you be? You have to be one or the other. I mean, you can't be. You have to be one or the other.
Well, I like.
No, this is taking too long. I'm not interviewing you anymore.
Okay, all right, fine, fine,
Anymore.
fine.
The Star Wars Trek, that's it. The lithium crystals or the Force. That's all we need to worry about, right?
Exactly.
Dilithium crystals exist.
Oh, yeah,
Of course,
well,
is a concept. But anyway,
You don't. Okay, you don't.
we're not going to go into it, Ken. We're not going to go into
We're
it.
not going to, because I'll choke you from here.
Exactly.
Ken is giving free throat hugs today.
It's not a hug. It's not a hug.
I knew Lucasfilm got to you.
That's right. Of course they did.
Yes, they pay your bills.
Not my bills. Not all my bills, buddy.
No, true. But anyway, let's get to some more questions, shall we? Anything?
I am questioned out actually.
Oh, okay.
I did manage to ask all of the things I was wondering.
All right. So 11 or so years ago, you had the titles Legends and the Vault.
Yep.
Do you have any plans to bring any of those back?
I do. The Vault was sort of as an anthology where I had sort of
Yeah.
all the different artists that worked in the studio combined to show some stuff. So the Vault is more of a sketchbook.
Yeah.
But Legends, yes, I do have. I have some
Okay.
plans. I actually was talking to a few people, and always going to Comic-Con is always good to meet some really cool people.
Oh yeah.
And I met a producer.
I quite like what I saw with Legends when
Well,
I
yeah, I
picked
mean,
it up,
eventually,
so-
the problem is like anything else. Like, you just get busy,
Yeah.
and you don't get a chance.
Yeah.
I think the worst
We
thing about
we
it-
all have books that we want to
Yeah.
get back to.
Yeah,
do
we'd love to.
but
But
yeah.
I'm going to eventually. I mean, I've done probably about 40 more pages of it, but I
Okay.
need to get to it and finish
Nice.
it off. And I want to wait till it's completely done as a trade, probably 80 pages, and release it as a trade.
Okay.
You know, so I have a few
Good
pages. Gotta do it that way.
Anything new in terms of an ongoing coming up for you?
I can't say 100%, but it'd probably be at DC. We'll see.
All right.
I'll talk to them this week. You know, Zod's doing wonderful things, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
All right. Little bit of a deep question, but if you never made it as an artist, what would your fallback have been?
I don't think like that, but
No.
but if I probably if I didn't, I probably would have been good football coach.
Okay.
I would have been a football coach.
You've been a good football coach.
I'm pretty good. I yell and scream. I'm with the best of them. Yeah.
Oh,
I would've-
you should have saw me yelling and screaming about
I
Lobo
would-
earlier.
only thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't coach the Packers. Packers, I can't coach the Packers. Anything else but the Packers.
I don't know. As teams go, I think I would have to go for the Packers in football.
There we go.
I wouldn't say that I know a
There you
whole
go.
lot about the Packers.
That's why you're
Don't ask me about
you're
sports.
a Packers fan because you don't know a whole lot about football.
Don't ask me about sports or Star Wars.
I'm just saying. I'm a Saints fan, so everyone makes fun. Well, that's the way it goes.
What are you gonna do?
What can I do?
Exactly.
I have a Super Bowl ring. That's all I can say about it. I personally don't have one, but my team has one.
Everybody likes to make fun of other people's
That's right.
choice
Absolutely.
team.
Why do you think I said Packers? I have a good friend of mine who is a Packers fan. You know what I
My-
mean? I don't like. I don't dislike the Packers, but in his presence, I have to dislike the Packers.
Of course.
The way it has to
My
be.
favorite team to rag on is the Maple Leafs. So
You got to move out of this country. you got to move right out.
Quickly.
Right now. That's not smart. It's just not smart.
Especially in this
fun.
area.
Yeah, it's not smart at all.
Yeah.
Actually, this area is pretty good. No one likes that. No one likes Toronto in this area. Come on.
it's true.
True.
That's what you got. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, we're good.
So that brings us to the close of a very exciting interview with
All
Ken.
right, all right.
We'll hopefully see you at the next couple conventions or next appearance at the store.
Yeah, probably.
Thank
no
you
doubt.
so much for being here with
No
us today
problem.
and for making
Much
time in your busy
appreciated.
schedule.
No
And
problem.
trust us, we know how busy you are.
I'm pretty good. I'm good.
So we
Anytime.
really appreciate it. Thanks again, and
Anytime.
we'll hopefully see you again soon.
Anytime. Thanks a lot.
Right?